Welcome to Pause the Vows, and we have watched Married at First Sight Australia, episode 31. And today is the second part of Homestays.
It was
And
indeed.
whom do we have today?
Today we have Alyssa and David, Beck and Danny, and Sam and.
And what do you think about who should we talk about? Because all three of
Well.
them are shows in their own way.
Well, would you like to go in order of shortest to longest amount of notes that I've got on them? Or the opposite way around, or just mix it up?
Do what you want.
Right.
Because
Shall
that's
we
what you would like to do.
and give over? Let's not bring our personal plans into the podcast chat, hey?
Of course.
Beck and Danny. Shall we go with them first?
Yeah. So,
They went to Beck's place in Adelaide.
yeah, and the place looks good. It's a decent house.
Yeah. She introduced her dog, Coco, to Danny. I don't know. Maybe I've just had experience of more unruly dogs, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I normally would see them, like, jump up or look a lot more excited than that. And she's like, oh, Coco really liked him. I've never seen Coco with like that with a man.
Come on.
And I didn't think the dog looked that freaking arsed about either of them, to be honest. But never mind. Then so she showed him around the house. Like you say, nice house. Looks like she's got a nice big garden. And then they had a family lunch spot the next day and met her cousin Danielle, her aunt, and her dad.
Yeah, and everything went well this
Mhm.
time. He dressed properly. No shorts and t-shirt from 3 days before.
Yeah, he went for another sharp suit, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And then, to be honest, there wasn't that much really from the family lunch that I remember as being significant. Like
The
her,
family lunch went well. Danny has
yeah.
been his charismatic self, and all the family members liked him.
And then while they were at the lunch, Beck's dad said, "Oh, step out here, Danny," and they had a chat on the balcony together, and that seemed to go well. They seemed to get on quite well, Beck's dad and Danny. And then it showed them later on the episode, Danny and Beck at her place in the garden. And every time he tried to say something, a plane was going over. He found it a bit silly. I don't know. He just seemed to be in a bit of like a silly mood, making jokes and stuff. And Beck was a bit like, we're talking about more serious stuff, but let it go. And then in a later discussion, what was it he said? Because I can't remember exactly, but he made a reference in a joke to her cousin, like dating her cousin or something. And she got
Yeah,
really offended.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is where the expert as me should step in. If
I
the
didn't think they were.
gaslighters calls themselves expert, then I'm more of an expert than
I was
them.
going to say, I didn't think they were experts. I think they were only gaslighters.
They were the gaslighters, and here are the experts.
Oh, so maybe we'll do a role reversal for this, and you call yourself an expert, and I call you a gaslighter.
All right, you can call me that. I think the thing with Danny is a charismatic asshole. He doesn't have loyalties towards anything, whether it's Beck or anyone. I don't
Yeah.
think he has that kind of thing. He just says whatever needs to be said. But one pattern I have noticed is every time Beck talks about future or some serious stuff, he suddenly starts joking. It's
Yeah.
very, very obvious. Like every time something serious, it's almost like he says it is him being jokey, but I guess the real thing is he's joking because he doesn't want to be there. It's almost
Yeah.
like a, how do you say?
Like you said, it's like a defense mechanism to kind of
No.
put the focus on something except for the conversations about the future.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's even a defense mechanism. It's almost like a reflex mechanism. Like he can't take it in. He just has to crack a joke and divert himself because everything is getting real, and we know this man has no interest in Beck.
Yeah. Although one thing I thought was funny is when he was talking with Beck's dad on the balcony, he was saying that, Beck dotes on me so much. And, one day she asked me what's my favourite pie. And then the next day, boom, chicken and mushroom pie made for me. So she's obviously making things really, really nice for him, even though he's just stringing her along. So maybe it's not quite as difficult for him as he as he might want to make out sometimes.
Yeah, with Danny, he is like he doesn't have no inner morality or compass. So what he does is he has learned to tell words what others want to listen.
Yeah.
That is why whenever it gets serious and Beck starts talking about future or him and her, suddenly the joke has to. It's almost so uncanny that he cannot stop it.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then for him to come out and say, "Oh, Beck has done similar thing," made a joke at the event. Yeah, he'll just compare anything. He knows how to debate and everything.
Yeah.
But the reality is, he is more of anyone other than himself.
No, I agree. He's just going along for getting along's sake, isn't he? And it is what it is.
Yeah, with that it ends. I think that his exit strategy started.
Do you think so?
I mean, it's only 2 weeks, so he has to exit sometime.
I don't know. I can see him going all the way to final vows, and
Yeah, I don't think he would do
it's more
that.
drama.
No, it's not about drama. It's more about, yeah, it's very unidimensional thinking of you, because he has to also care about his image, which is very important from what we have seen.
Yeah, but that also makes me think why yes to him going to final vows, because if he's really playing the part of being the committed partner, and yes, I'm in this for the long haul and all of that, like he's gonna go through to final vows and he's gonna go and bring out a speech that's, knowing him, probably very gentlemanly, and I wanted my ride or die and blah blah blah. But unfortunately, that's just not. I think he'll use the drama and shit she's caused throughout the season as one of the reasons for them not going to work out in the future. I think he'll just play it as gentlemanly as he, because that suits his image.
Yeah, but the thing is, once you see the mask, it just all feels like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean, the mask has been more evident in the latest ceremonies. They've been trying to ask more serious questions, and he can't answer them. His face is just like, oh, like stunned. He doesn't know what to say. He's caught off
Because
guard because it's all fake.
yeah,
Like,
because
yeah,
it's all managing, like, yeah, it's about how he comes across rather
yeah,
than, I mean, good for him. I mean, everybody can pick their own life and they can do what they want to do with it,
yeah.
don't they?
But he's got this far, so
Yeah,
you
he'll be
know.
for another 2 weeks, and after that, it will be, "Oh, I'm sorry, Beck, but we are not suitable." And he'll give you any number of reasons. It could be
Oh yeah,
drama, and it's just, I mean, it's the show. We can't blame Danny alone. It's the
no.
gaslighters, everything.
But imagine if he gets to final vow, and one of the reasons he says no is the lack of sexual chemistry that he said on the. Imagine if he pulled that one out and be like, "Yeah, it's not where I want it to be." She'd be devastated.
Yeah, yeah, Danny is, he will go to any extent for what he needs. I
Hmm.
mean, he's a go-getter, because he didn't feel any sexual chemistry, but suddenly he could start able to sleep with Beck again.
Yeah. If
Like
the
it's
chemistry's not
nothing.
there, he's been able to perform somehow.
Yeah, which is, yeah, I don't know if he knows actually what he wants. Like,
Yeah.
he just survives, maybe wins some at life, but that's it.
Okay. Alyssa and David.
Alicia and David, yes, they have been to Alicia's place.
Also in Adelaide.
Also in Adelaide, yeah, we keep forgetting Beck and Alicia are,
They have mutual friends. They're from the same kind of area, aren't they?
yeah, they have mutual friends, same kind of area and similar kind of houses.
Oh, I just thought, like, I wonder if that billboard was there when Beck and Danny landed, because they probably would have had to go past it as well.
Yeah, apparently there is a billboard of Alicia, and Alicia is so proud showing it.
But I misunderstood when they said about social media. I misunderstood what that meant, because she's a nurse in media. I thought it meant like she works in social media, not like she's a social media star or she's a model on social media.
All right.
I misunderstood,
Okay.
like
This is where I'm
marketing.
gonna tell you something. The way she presented that billboard
Yeah.
is very social media star like, but the actuality, I'm guessing they needed a model for campaigning,
Yeah.
and she kind of got through an agent. She got a picture. I'm sorry, if you walk through a airport or a shopping mall, You will see 500 models on each things,
Oh yeah.
and doesn't make you a star.
I
The
mean, it's like catalog modeling, isn't it? They're like
Yeah,
10
it
to a
is.
dozen. It's not like it's high fashion or like a big brand.
Yeah, it is. But her way of saying, like, she organized it, she succeeded it. Oh, come on. I think there has to be something. It could be like she could play a pun about it, but please don't make catalog modeling as your own.
Yeah, I know. And then they got to her place and they were talking about I was a bit confused for a moment, then I figured it out. Because they've talked, haven't they, about David moving to Adelaide. But then they were saying, well, how about Alyssa and David both moved to Sydney for a while?
For a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, and then they met up with her mom, and she asked her mom's thoughts about, how would you feel if I moved to Sydney for a couple of years? And she was like, I hate the idea. And then started piling on loads and loads of pressure with Alyssa about having kids, and now is the time and you need to get moving with it, and moving to a different city is a bad idea, and you don't want to get things started too late because your biological clock is ticking. She really, really piled on the pressure to Alyssa.
Yeah, she piled on the pressure. I mean, mom being mom. I'm not
Well,
going to say anything.
yeah, but also there's mom being mom and reminding about that and being honest and saying I don't like the idea at all of you
All right.
moving, but then there's mom piling on shitloads of pressure.
Oh, come on. This is where you are completely antisocial. That's how most moms behave. That's a very cultural thing all around the globe. It's just not.
Really?
Yeah, it's a cultural thing all around the world. The I don't know. There is a word for this kind of mothers: obsessive, overcaring, attached mothers,
Overbearing.
overbearing attachment mothers, whatever it is. A significant mothers are like.
Okay, I'm
I'm
not
not going
saying
to
it's
say anything.
unique, but
The only thing is for Alisa to pick up this thing like, oh my, what is it? My woman's clock,
biological clock.
my biological clock is running down. I'm like, fuck off. You spent 6 months probably on this process,
Yeah.
and then you spend 2 months and suddenly you are saying, talking about your biological clock. Do you make any sense for you? But anyway, but that's Alisa. She just need points. She just noticed Alisa is as bad as Beck and Gia. The only problem is she's not that smart.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway,
That conversation really had her spiraling. And
I
then,
mean, she keeps talking about spiraling. I don't want to get there because
okay, well, rather than
every
spiraling, she started obsessing about moving and this and that and running through everything. And then they met up with a couple of her friends the next day, didn't they? And they had a similar conversation. And
yeah,
Alyssa was talking me and not factoring David into any of the conversation at all.
yes,
So selfish, really selfish. Like, he's the one that's going to be sacrificing and moving to Adelaide.
yes. At that point, what did she say?
She started talking about herself again.
No, when he said he is willing to move to Adelaide, you know what she said? She just is not sure if David is the right person.
Oh, for God's
I mean, you are here for 7 weeks in an experiment while
Yeah.
all the other couples are talking about the issues and contacting the experts, although they're gaslighters and it's useless to contact them. But while they did, you are like, he's the calms to my storm. You said the same
Yeah.
line 40 times.
And now all of a sudden, oh, I don't know if he's the right person.
So, what are you doing in the experiment?
I was
Like,
just going to say exactly the same. So, what were you doing then? If everything was so perfect, but now you don't know if he's the right person, what were you doing?
yeah, this is where it always comes like the difference between Danny and Alicia.
Yeah.
Danny is smart, Alicia is not. Like, she wants an exit strategy. She wanted to be on the show because, come on, she got an ad.
Influencer.
She got an ad from Chinese vehicles
Oh,
thing.
yeah, Cherry.
Yeah, 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks airing into the show. So, you care about that so much, but suddenly, I mean, it's one of those. We all know that she's her for influencing career. I
Yeah.
think David is also for his career, but David is smart. He is turning things on as so good.
He doesn't really need to turn anything on her. She's doing it herself.
No, I mean the Sydney thing
Yeah.
about her making an issue about being in Adelaide.
Yeah.
What did David do? He's like, all right, I'll stay in Adelaide.
Yeah.
She wants to make an issue. She's really, really looking for an exit strategy.
But yeah, I just don't understand why would they move to Sydney for a few years when they're both going to move to Adelaide anyway. You just skip that and move to Adelaide, right?
Okay, see, this is where I'm not going to
No,
talk
I mean
because
because then that gets rid of her exit strategy.
it's people and personal preferences. Some people would like to go to marketing campaigns instead of a family event. What do you say to them? You are not going to say a family event is more important than a marketing event. You cannot say that because it's their preference.
You allow people to honor their prior commitment and not
Yeah,
disappoint one side of the family. You know, you can't please everybody all of the time, unfortunately.
no, it's not about pleasing.
Let's
It's
let's
about
not let's not let's come back to Alyssa and David because
no,
we're coming
no.
off track.
I'm coming to Elisa and David. That's what I'm talking about.
Can we
If you
go to
wanted
Alyssa and
to,
David without going through our own events?
no, what I'm saying is, if you wanted to spend a couple of more years in Sydney before moving out of Sydney for good,
Yeah,
who is gonna? I
but
mean,
neither of them live in Sydney right now.
he lives in Sydney.
He's in Brisbane, isn't he?
He lives in Sydney.
I thought he lived in Brisbane.
No, he lives in Sydney. That's where his family friends are.
I'm pretty sure it was Brisbane, but
All
okay.
right, you are sure about a lot of things, but okay.
Give up. Anything else for Alyssa and David?
Yeah, it's even the friends are like, this is a guy everything you asked for, but
Basically, stop self-sabotaging.
yeah, but is it self sabotaging? Like
Yes, but it might be intentional. That's the thing, isn't it?
exit strategy, it's not self
Well,
sabotaging.
they're seeing it as self-sabotage.
Yeah, but we both know that watching them through the experiment, there isn't anything like there isn't. You
No.
always know when couples are like giddy in any experiment, even though it doesn't work. At least they are giddy during experiment
Mm-hmm.
for them to go through. And here Alicia is like, I don't know. I'm feeling it's one thing. It's me, 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 and then when everything is like everything else has been, how do you say, done to her comfort, like him moving to Adelaide instead of Sydney and everything.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know if he's the right person for me. Are you fucking like, isn't that the first thing you needed to find out in the
Well, yeah,
experiment?
that's something you should have tried to find out in the first week.
Yeah, if not the first week, first, that's
First
what
few
the
weeks.
experiment is
Yeah.
about. You can't come to seventh week and eighth week and say, and not raise issue for 8 weeks, and then suddenly say, I don't know if he's the right person for him. What?
Find
Yeah,
out fast because you're wasting everybody's time.
I mean, at this point, I think David is playing his cards correctly. I think Alicia is going to get a very, very shit couple of next.
From the little preview, it sounds like he's got to the point where he's about had enough. But we will find out when we see that. We don't want to make too many assumptions right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things. David, he is for his influencing career, but he clocked it. He clocked Alicia at some point,
Yeah.
and whatever he is playing now, it has been very, very smartly put by himself. Which is Alicia. Alicia has been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Smart. She can say, she can act like she's very, very, how do you say, virtuous, this, that, and all, but
Yeah.
she's not.
Well, maybe that's the case. Okay. Finally for today, Sam and Chris.
Yeah,
Things are still not settled, are they? How awkward was that drive to Chris's place?
I don't think
It
there
seemed
is.
so tense.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything to settle. I think Chris is like, yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know what the gaslighters do during the interview process and all. Sam and Chris, they hardly had a word during the drive,
Yeah.
and then they came to the farm, and Chris is like, Sam, this is the spare bedroom. You don't. I hope you don't mind the bunk beds. Indirectly saying you are sleeping here.
Yeah. Will you be okay in that bed? You won't bang your head, will you? And he's like, oh, So I'm sleeping in the spare bedroom, am I? We're not sharing a bed. It's like, oh, but the drive was so awkward, and the only bit of conversation they showed us was, "Oh, are you looking forward to seeing the farm?" And Sam was like, "Yeah, I'm excited to see the animals," and that was it. Back
Yeah,
to awkward and tense silence. But oh my god, like neither of them have let it go, have they? Like, Chris is still counting his apologies. He's like, I've said sorry 5 times. I just want to move on. He doesn't want to move on. If he wanted to move on, he wouldn't be counting the apologies and still talking about it. And Sam doesn't want to move on yet either. He wants a genuine apology and to talk about it, all of that. And for two people who are very alike in so many ways, they're also total opposites. Like, one wants to bury it and be resentful, the other wants to talk about it in depth.
yeah, see, it's not opposite. What would be opposite is because Chris is in the wrong, Sam is not letting it go.
Yeah.
What if Sam is in the? What do you think he will do?
I get the impression, I know I could be very wrong, but who knows? But I get the impression he'd be the type of person who would probably giving begging apology,
Oh,
weeping.
you would be so wrong. You'd be so wrong. If Sam is in the wrong, he would try to, how do you say, argue with it.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah.
No, I really don't
There
know.
is something very pathological with Sam. Chris, I don't like Chris.
Yeah,
He is easily annoyed. He was humiliated, and that's it. He was humiliated during the dinner party, and that's it. He lost the spark and the interest. On the other way, Sam, he's. I thought during the dinner party, it could be that he really wants to get the opinion of others and
yeah,
all. But after what I have seen on the farm
yeah,
with a notebook, they are sitting before a fire pit. Maybe
yeah.
Chris is like, okay, let's talk. And Sam suddenly took out a notebook.
They were carefully written, carefully phrased questions, but they were deep and hard hitting, weren't they?
They were not deep and hard hitting. They are very condescending.
You think so?
Oh, very condescending. It is like
They were trying. They
he
were.
is being a judge and a lawyer rather than somebody who is trying to kind of make the other person understand.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted at that point. I don't think those questions were intended to understand. I think he wanted to just confess his guilt, own up to what Sam believes he's done. Just be like, yes, yes,
You,
I do this. Yes,
no
I know
matter
that.
how tall you are, how handsome you are, behavior, how socially, how do you say, friendly you are,
Yeah,
a behavior like that is enough to repel anyone.
yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, he's playing judge jury, and it was so, how do you say, demeaning and condescending.
Yeah,
And he couldn't see that, which I felt like this is a guy who knows nothing about empathy. He knows nothing about empathy. All he knows is maybe whatever he read from YouTube channel, watched in YouTube channels and Instagram reels. Because there is nothing about empathy that's giving about Sam.
interesting. I don't know, because he kind of portrays himself as quite a sensitive person, so you would anticipate he'd probably be quite.
No, it's all from the watching the TV shows, this, that, and all. If you watch like 10 TV shows, you would understand what is supposed to be empathetic and what is not, how to act like that.
Right.
But his behavior exactly 10 seconds or 1 minute before going into the dinner party, he blackmailing Chris.
Yeah. Well, you think it's blackmail?
Oh, it is complete blackmail. Like he could have talked into the group and all, but himself saying about, tell me sorry, or I'm going to tell before the group and humiliate you.
Well, yeah, when you phrase it that way, yeah, it's like blackmail, isn't it? Like, do things my way, or then you'll find out how bad they get.
That's the thing. If
Yeah,
you cannot see how people phrase things, because people, I mean, Danny can do no wrong.
yeah. I don't know. What do you mean, Danny can do no?
He doesn't say anything wrong. He always is
I mean,
aware of what he says, but he's an
mm,
absolutely, he just
I
slept
think he
to
can
be
say
on the
things
show.
wrong, but he just works his ass off to recover it.
One thing he said wrong. Say it.
What do you mean?
Tell me one thing he did wrong.
I don't know, but there must have been some.
No,
No?
that's what it is. If you are holding up to people like Beck does say things wrong, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more about her feeling, expressing her feelings raw and not putting it through a filter, which is apparently what we are supposed to do now. I don't know why we should do that, but if everybody says we should, we should. It's like society tearing itself apart. You should not share this. You should not share this. You have hurt their feelings. You have hurt their feelings, these feelings. So it's how society tears it apart, but Danny does nothing wrong.
Right.
Back on the way, gets all the flack for how she behaves.
I mean, she does behave
Sometimes,
pretty poorly, let's be honest.
except that dinner night, I don't think she behaved poorly at all. One dinner night, she behaved poorly, and everybody held it on her.
Well, one dinner party, she was awful. A couple of dinner parties, she was pretty bad, but she wasn't the worst.
She wasn't pretty bad. She
And
was
another
alright.
another couple of events, there was some other conflict she was involved in. So
One dinner
it's just
party.
again and again and again. It's
No,
just
it's not. See,
I
that's what I'm talking about. It's not again and again and again. It's one dinner party, and everybody suddenly are like pattern experts and everything experts. They just like to be very, I don't know, lazy. It's about laziness. Like, if you are at every crime that happens and suddenly police puts you in a jail, how does that feel without any proof? And they'll be like, oh, you are at the bank got robbed. Oh, you are at that bank, you bank got robbed. You are driving through that road.
listen, after so many bank robberies, they have to look your way and look into you because it's not possible for one person to be so unlucky that the bank gets robbed every time they're there. Anyway, let's bringing it back to Sam and Chris.
Yeah,
The fact
apparently,
that like Chris
once,
was saying at the start of like their segment on the show tonight, he was saying that he wants them to not dwell on the past, but they absolutely both are.
oh, come on.
Again, because Chris is keeping score and Sam is still butthurt about everything. Chris was saying he needs to do some growth. I personally think that's unlikely to happen.
No, I see. This is where, how do you say? I'm gonna stop you because Chris is saying things to camera,
Yeah,
but during the drive, there was nothing to talk about. It in drop silence.
we could have talked about something.
And he checked out. The thing is, if you are,
Exactly. He checked out, but yeah, he's still saying to camera, "Oh yeah, I just need to do some growth, and we just need to not dwell on this and move forward." He's checked out, like it's bullshit. Like they're still dwelling on it. He's counting the fucking apologies that he's given because he's so mad that they've not been accepted and that neither of them have moved on. He's checked out, and yet he's still angry. You can see it every time he talks about the apologies. He's still outraged that he's had to apologize at all. Never mind that he's keeping score. It's really bad. We covered the bit about when they arrived, and Chris was like, "Here's a bathroom. Here's a spare bedroom. Don't bang your head."
yeah,
Then Sam saw a thank you card and a bunch of flowers on the table, and he was saying to camera that he thought, "Oh, how lovely! He's gonna have like what did he say? Apologize or something, or thank him with this lovely card." And the card just said like, "Welcome to the farm."
yeah.
I think his hopes were up a bit too high.
I don't think that's where I'm talking about. I don't think Sam understands emotion at all. Like, it's always logical to him. Like,
Yeah, possibly
all
not.
the, how do you say, ethics, this, morality, this, that, and all. Everything is something that people who don't understand can talk about emotion, can make it sound like they understand what empathy means. And this fella probably has no idea what, because
Possibly.
he's not getting the cues from Chris.
He's really not getting any of the cues, whether he understands or not about emotion. He's not picking up on he's really not able to read Chris in the slightest. He's saying, he kind of wanted Chris to be sucking up to him a little bit. So he's still not satisfied with the, what is it, 5 apologies so far, and they're trying to move on and everything. He's not there.
Yeah, I don't know why he is so stuck.
I don't know. He's really stuck on it. And then, like we were saying before about at the fire pit, he was asking these deep questions.
No,
Chris had saying like,
do you
it,
know what Sam's questions are? Have you written any
I haven't written the
of the
questions
Sam
down, but that's
questions?
not what I was going to talk about. Right,
All right.
I was just kind of referencing it. So they were by the fire, weren't they? Sam was reading out the other question. Previously, Chris had said like, "Oh, I've reflected a lot." But had Chris actually been a reflective person, I really don't think particularly reflective. Questions might have been useful if they'd have been phrased correctly.
But do you remember any
But
phrase of the question?
Chris isn't much of a reflective person, I don't think. He's more of a bury it and move on, or, like we've seen, keep the score, build a resentment, and hold on to that anger kind of person.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact phrasing. One of the questions was something like, do you accept responsibility, or do you accept the aggressive and defensive way you were towards me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Do you take the full accountability of being upsetting me and being defensive?
Yeah.
It's like he's fucking reading from, yeah, he's playing the judge, jury, and executioner, and I'm like, this fella doesn't know how to read the cues. Cues are emotions, nothing but
Yeah.
it's just emotional understanding, like empathy. Okay, you do not have any empathy. That's brilliant. And then the way he opened that thing, I was so fucking annoyed just watching it from the TV. I'm like, are you a fucking idiot? Like, let this go. Sometimes you can't.
You can't win them all, and this is something that he's not going to be able to get Chris to acquiesce to, is he? He's not going to give in.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has said sorry. Like, even he said it at the dinner party three
Yeah.
times. I mean, I don't know how many times. You think he is counting, but I think he's just saying again and again because
Oh no, I genuinely think he's kept an accurate count,
I don't know. Like,
because by the end of the episode, he's like, I've said sorry 7 times now.
or did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, 7 times, like,
Yeah.
can you not let it go? And then once he opened that book, I totally understood who he is.
Yeah.
He's a fucking poser, Sam. He might be a nice guy. Oh, he's only a nice guy until your values and
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not excusing anything he's done, Sam, but I think part of the questions thing, I wonder if it's come from him being upset and annoyed again because he woke up to find that Chris had gone to the gym. But from what I can remember, Chris runs a gym business as well as the farm, right? Or is he just an instructor?
I don't know. I don't want
Because,
to go there.
well, no, it's relevant because if he's got up and gone to the gym, has he effectively had to go to work?
I
Or has he gone for like his own just general workout? Because if he's gone to work, I mean, that has to happen. And then he comes back and he has to tend to the farm because the animals aren't going to feed themselves. The farm's not going to take care of itself.
okay.
So he woke up and was like, oh, he's gone to the gym. He didn't tell me. He didn't text me. He didn't leave me a note. So it was clear to Sam that he wasn't Chris's priority. I mean, everybody's got competing priorities, but anyway. So I wonder if part of that disappointment, being annoyed, being sad, whatever it was for him, fed into him spending the day alone, dwelling on that and the other things, and led to him writing those questions in the way that he, again, and
No,
not defending his
no,
questions, but
because
still, it possibly
during
all feeds into each
no,
other.
you can feed anything into each other because some people keep prioritizing whatever they want. That is up to them. But he has been talking about the issue all the time in the
Yeah.
episode, directly or in the three times, like the 3 4 sentences they talked in the car. Sam is like, have you reflected anything on what experts said?
Yeah.
He's on it, like when he saw a card, instead of looking at it, oh, nice card, what has he written? Oh, he might have written his apology, like I don't know what it is, but somehow he feels that Chris would be repentful
Yeah, I think that's what he
without
wants.
understanding. It's just one of
It's
he.
almost it like I think repentance is the right word. I think you're right. It's almost like he wants Chris to like get down on his knees and beg forgiveness and like confess all of his sins and everything he's done wrong, blah blah. He's just not gonna get that. One, because that's not a normal expectation, and two, that's not who Chris is.
Yeah, I mean that's not who anyone is.
Well, I
Chris
mean,
might have issues, but Sam, his issues are much deeper. Like he needs to go at least 7 years to therapy, and maybe he has a chance.
yeah, possibly, possibly.
With
And
that,
then,
let's
whoa,
end
well,
the show.
no, end the show, end the show. I think you forgot how long my notes were. So, while they're still at the fire pit, Sam put away his book and he said, didn't he, that, his feelings have gone. And Chris to camera was saying, oh, so basically we've just broken up. And he looked shocked in the moment, but to camera he was like, actually, I'm quite glad. And then he counted the apologies again and was like, there's been 7 now. And they both were sat there saying, yeah, yeah, we'll let it go. And they sat there with huge fake smiles on their faces.
I think Chris is relieved.
And then
Sam doesn't know what
what
happened.
I don't understand is Sam saying like, "Oh, I thought Chris would fight for me, but actually Chris offered to help him back instead."
Yeah,
You're
he's
like,
like,
if you're ending the relationship because your feelings have really gone, then why are you wanting this person who you know has checked out already to fight for you?
that's
Like, I don't get my
Sam
head around
doesn't
it.
understand it. Sam is like emotionally very, very unintelligent. He uses all the emotional words because it's like reading standards from quality control or something.
Right,
There are standards society adheres to, and he does it, but he doesn't understand anything of how emotional relationship works.
right.
He's a very good looking lad, very tall,
Yeah.
full head of hair.
He is a bit Hugh Grant in heyday looking. Oh, not Hugh Grant, sorry. Colin Firth.
I don't know who that is,
Yeah,
but yeah, if a guy like that is struggling to find someone,
yeah,
I can see Chris not finding someone. But if a guy like Sam is struggling to find someone, the issues are really deeper. The same with Alyssa.
yeah.
She can have her pick. If either of them go on Grinder and Tinder, they would have at least 1,000 likes.
You think so?
Oh, definitely. That's the kind of handsome and beautiness both of them have.
Possibly. I don't
But
know.
the issue is much deeper than this. And Sam is completely unaware. I was waiting to understand about, but then when he took out that notes and he started saying, "Do you take full accountability for?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
this
not the way to
guy.
find any kind of understanding or resolution with this man.
This guy is a fucking idiot. Like emotionally, he's so dumb. He hasn't read the environment for so long. Chris is so checked out. If a
Yeah.
person is checked out, the way to save relationship is not by putting more pile of shit on them.
No, not at all.
Maybe retreating a back, letting go of the issue even for some time, and then trying to rekindle things. That's not what this fella has done, and then he is expecting him to fight back. I
No.
was like, huh? You are, and you are, I don't know how old are you, 35?
35, I think?
35?
Yeah, 35, because I think Chris is 38.
Yeah, 35. And if you see, he's very vocal when it's others issues. Like
Yeah.
Tyson. Tyson never said anything. He had different views, whether they are right or wrong. He's so happy to put him down and mock him. And I think that's what it is. And his issues, you can't see them because he's unaware.
You can't see them and you can't easily label them.
Yeah, good luck for him. Hopefully, there'll be somebody emotionally intelligent who'd carry his.
One thing I was just thinking before is how Sam wants to be someone's first priority. And I understand it. Do you think he genuinely didn't realise that until he was at the farm and Chris went to the gym without telling him? Or do you think it's been there all along? Because let's face it, he doesn't want kids yet. He wants kids in a few years' time. And it was very much when Chris told him, listen, I've got 2 kids on the way. He was like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's fantastic news for you. He didn't accept that for himself.
All right.
So I'm wondering if it's maybe been at the back of his mind for a while and it just took time to come to the fore for him to
Okay.
realize, like,
No.
wait, once he's got the kids, like, I won't be his priority and I want some time being someone's priority.
All right. You are reading way too much into it.
No, not
He wait.
necessarily.
He woke up. That guy was nowhere there. He went to the gym. He did
Yeah.
not even message him. There is no communication. And
Well, I mean,
wait, I'm talking. Your theory about him being a farmer, gym and looking. I don't think he's a farmer.
he has a farm.
I think he's a landlord. There is a difference. The guy in the fifth season we have seen, he is a farmer. This Chris might actually be a bit more of a farmer, like a farm
Oh,
lord.
well, listen, he calls it a farm, so I'm saying farmer, okay? But ultimately, he has some animals that he has to feed. So,
Have you even seen him doing anything with the animal?
were you not watching the show?
What was he doing?
He was giving the horses some food, he was checking on the cows, blah,
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
I didn't say he's the only person,
exactly.
but it's still partly his responsibility.
His responsibility is to look over if everything is being done well.
You're assuming he has help. Maybe he does. But that's not why we're here on this podcast to talk about whether or not someone has help on their farm.
No, I'm talking about why he felt like Sam felt like, what did he
Felt like he's not Chris's priority.
yeah,
Because he's
first
not.
priority.
He's not.
Yeah, because Chrissy checked out.
Yeah, I know.
But that's when he kind of started questioning. That is the reason, because he woke up, there was nothing. Like, you would at least make arrangements for breakfast or write a note or send a message saying that I have something to do at the gym, I'm going. Nothing. That's when it is
Would you?
finally click him.
Would you do that in every circumstance?
Not every circumstance, but if it is somebody that is
Yeah.
living at my house, even if he's not a date or anything, and if he had to go out, I would leave a minimum instruction where I'm going and
Yeah.
what are the things that are needed.
Oh, should I do that? I don't tell you when I'm going to work. Should I tell you where I'm going and tell you what's
First
needed?
time I'm talking about a guest. I don't know. I mean, you can do anything you want. You can go to a marketing campaign instead of a
Give it
family event.
over.
That's what. You do what you want, but just don't try to convince others what you're doing it because that's right or fair or anything.
We're off topic here, even if you're trying to make it. Anyway,
With that, let's
Sam
end
and
the
Chris,
show.
goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, Sam and Chris. Sam, please go to therapy.
I'll see you tomorrow.